Dr. Schwartz, thank you for spending time with us today. Would you give us a little background on yourself and on your practice?
Well, I've been in private practice since 2000, and I took over for my own general dentist who had changed my complete view of general dentistry. And I've just thought this has been the best career with all the advancements. Every day is different, it never gets boring. There's wonderful technology coming all the time, and it's just a really great time to have teeth because now you can keep them.
I love that. With implementing technology into your practice, what are some of the key things that you look into? Or
I'm always looking for something that will make the patient experience better and easier and make them more comfortable, because I know that dentistry in general gets such a bad rap and patients don't want to come and they're afraid. And I tell them that I'm going to make this as easy on them as I possibly can. You know, even when we do hygiene appointments, we're using the Diagnodent, instead of using the Explorer and poking at their teeth. And now we use CaryView instead of, searching for the perfect contact on the bite wing x-rays. I know I can pick up that information with a different technology. And they just find the whole experience far more comfortable than they've ever experienced before. And they'll just say, this is so cool. I mean, every day somebody says that.
Have you been able to diagnose so much more dentistry with, let's say, for example, CaryView?
Interproximal decay, which was always kind of a mystery. If you were seeing on the digital radiography, either you didn't see it or you were wondering if what you were seeing was true. And because you can't physically see the side of the tooth, even with drying and angling your head and the lighted mirror, you never knew, for sure, unless it was just blatantly obvious on a bite wing x-ray. So as we implemented the CaryView, you started picking up decay on the sides of the teeth that you would then go back to the bite wing and there was no indication whatsoever. And, day by day you use the technology and you figure out that, wow, this is showing me something that I never knew, was there. And you're like, okay, the true test is now I'm going to go do the filling. And I would, access the tooth. I'd go down on the side of the tooth. And I mean, there was not just a small cavity. It had eaten through the enamel. It was already into the dentin. The tooth had turned into chalk. And you just shake your head because the technology that we've been assured was the most accurate view of the side of the tooth for decades, now wasn't presenting you with the truth until it was so far along. And then the cavity was so severe that the filling had to be bigger. So for people who want to do conservative dentistry, you have to use the CaryView because you're not, practicing conservative dentistry if you're waiting for the cavity to show up on the bite wing. There's no way.
Wow, so it sounds like it's been a game changer for your practice.
Absolutely. And again, the patients think it's the coolest thing ever because they're looking up on the screen in front of them and they can tell the difference between what healthy enamel is and the cavity, because I tell them, I pick a tooth, this is what you want this to look like. It's, this nice light gray color, there's no shape in it, and we're looking for a black rectangle. And they see it, I just go through the pictures and then I show them, I said, this is what a cavity looks like. And they're like, I know, I see that.
So patient education, confidence diagnosing, has that improved your case acceptance?
Absolutely. Hands down, the intraoral camera is a necessity. I don't know how you practice without one because the patient doesn't have to believe your words anymore. They see the picture. They see the fractures, they see the cavities, they see the missing tooth parts, they see the wear. And in the past, if you had to verbalize what you saw, you had to have trust from that patient, which that takes time to build. And now that has just shortened exponentially. You have a new patient who sees mercury filling that's fractured, but it's not hurting them. They can't deny the photography, and they want it fixed.
Let's talk about flow and integration with Dentrix and DEXA software. Is it easy to maneuver? Is it easy to have all of your images in one location?
It is, it helps having the screen that has the 4 quadrants in it, one for your x-rays, one for the photography, one for the carry view images. And what's nice about the carry view is you take the image and you give it the tooth number, and then automatically the bite wing x-ray pops up on the screen at the same time, so you can follow along. And I typically don't evaluate it at that time, but I love going back to the bite wing to see if I saw the cavity, and 90% of the time it's not there.
Wow. That's a huge testament to what the carry view can actually can really uncover.
The integration wasn't, I wouldn't say easy for me, because I feel like we have to do so much in that hygiene appointment when we do the patient check. And we're updating photography, I'm evaluating the x-rays, we're using the diagnodent, and now I have to do the carry view. But once I got into it and saw the value in it, we just figured it out. And I used the diagnodent a lot less. So it's kind of been a trade-off. The big trend now is conservative dentistry. It's like, well, weren't we always supposed to be doing it that way?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. But now, the difference between a conservative class 2 filling and one that takes a third, or, heaven forbid, like half the tooth, you're not doing it.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Because you've missed it. You've missed that opportunity when that cavity just got to the DHA. I don't even know, I still don't have a handle on what that bite wing, how bad that cavity has to get before all of a sudden it pops up. That I haven't figured out yet, because it's, I could show you pictures. Carry view image, bite wing, and you see it. I took one today. So, I've been at this a long time now. I feel as if I have, sorry. I feel like I've been at this a long time now, and I've had many dental supply reps over the years, most of them extraordinarily, friendly, more than helpful. Some have interacted with the staff, not in the most positive way, where, that's their day to come in, and everyone's like, ugh. And you don't want that feeling when somebody comes in. And then unfortunately I've had situations where I was not being charged appropriately, and you only find out like a year later, 2 years later, that you've been overcharged this whole time, and they were just taking advantage of it, the relationship that you guys got along and you laughed and you talked about family, and then you find out that and behind the scenes that you were being charged more. So I think, having a relationship with your rep, even though it's supposed to be a business relationship, you still want to have a sense that, they're looking out for your best interest. They're looking for special pricing, and they're looking for the deals, and to be able to get along with the staff, as they come in, because I rely on a dental assistant to do all my ordering. So I know that their relationship has to, be trustworthy, that they're everybody's on the same page, that we're not overspending, and we're getting the products that we need to do our job effectively, and things that are going to last.
Do you feel that I bring that to the table for your practice?
Of course.
What about some of the business solutions that I've been able to implement into your practice? Have other distributors brought some of that stuff over to the table to you?
I'm probably not the best person to ask, because, I'm in the back. But overall, yes. My relationship, with you has been enjoyable, to say the least. And, and again, it goes back to, you don't want the day that that your dental supply person's coming in to be a contentious one, or you feel as if you're not getting the best of the service. And, with you, it's always from day one. We knew we were a good fit.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Very nice.